Mm, okay, I think we are live.
I'm still being told. Oh, there we
Yeah.
are. I was being told we were off the air.
Yep.
I must have been a second
There it
behind or
is.
something.
We're always on the air.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, so how are you guys doing?
Good.
Oh,
Tired. Good.
It's been a while since we've met. It's been about a month. Other than
Oh,
the
Well, unless you
time,
bad
other
into
than
the
the
shit.
time it's out of the road.
you count
Yeah.
Mother's Day. We were all there.
All right, who wants to
Ma-
tell that story?
I can tell it.
I
I'm
think
driving
Josiah. I
along.
think Josiah gets that one.
I'll tell the story about how
Driving along, my car has some trouble. My car likes to shut off when I drive. Well, it shut off, and I was stuck. My battery died. I couldn't restart it. And out of nowhere, Brendan just pulls up beside me with this goofy look on his face. And I said, I need to jump. And he, like, did a donut in the middle of the road on the one-lane bridge. And then here comes Gabe right behind me. So we had an impromptu decent Christian talk meeting there.
That is a podcast that will never be aired.
Never be aired.
don't
But
forget
any-
who fixed the
I-
car.
My pregnant wife fixed the car.
Harley,
Oh wow, you guys didn't tell me. You
yeah, your
didn't tell me
jumper
that.
cable sucked.
That's embarrassing, but anyway. So, what have you
I
guys
wasted a whole can of cream soda.
what have you guys listened to within the last month since we met that you guys like? Brendan, you
Oh,
first.
pick me. Pick me.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Yes. So, I don't know if you guys know or not, but 21 Pilots released a new album on Monday, May the 18th. I don't know if you guys were aware.
Mhm.
But I would have to say it's probably one of the most well-rounded albums I think I've heard in a while, outside of probably Kevin Max's CD, in regards to musical genres, everything they dabble in, and I mean, have you guys got a chance to listen to the whole album yet?
I
Yeah,
have listened to most of it. I haven't really gotten to the end of it just because I keep restarting it. One of those deals.
Am I the only one who's very aware that it seems to me, there's a major reggae influence on this album?
oh yeah.
Yes, there is.
And honestly, it fits really well with them.
I mean, I want to say when the first single or two came out, I was like, I don't know about this, but I mean, it really grew on me, and I really like it.
Yeah. The Judge is one of my favorite tracks.
I've told you how I really like Hometown. I think it has a real U2 vibe to it, maybe kind of
Yep.
like that.
I'm just really thrown off.
No, it does.
All right, Josiah, what about you?
I've got like on that album, Stressed Out and Fairly Local, Tearing My Heart. Like I have commandeered the radio at work and just have been constantly playing 21 Pilots radio. So for the last 3 days, that's all that's been on for me. Rapture Ruckus just came out with some new stuff. I've been
Yeah.
listening to that a lot. The song Volcano is like before 21 Pilots came out, I probably listened to the song Volcano 300 times in that 1 week. And then 21 Pilots took most of my radio time after that.
Hmm.
And then Haste the Day and Emery have both released things. I have listened to both of them, and they're both. I love both Emery and Haste the Day. I haven't listened to them as much as I would have liked, but Emery, I love the song Hard Times, and Thrash is excellent as well. But Emery, I don't know. They're back to they're just as good as they've always been. Nathaniel, have you listened to Haste the Day at all?
Yes, I've actually been listening to that album since it came out. I really like it. Yeah, all the way through. It's really good. I'm actually kind of mad at you for not telling me to listen to Haste the Day more because they are fantastic.
I tell you to listen to Haste the Day all the time.
You haven't?
All right. Anyway,
Don't pay. On a side note, we are at Mother's Day dinner, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, did you listen to the last podcast? Did you like it?" And she said, "Let Nathaniel talk more. I want to hear what he says." Because Nathaniel's the favorite. So we throw it to Nathaniel, and we're like, "How'd you like the Haste the Day album?" He's like, "Oh, it was good." All right, now we're back.
okay. I will go, and then Nathaniel, while I'm going, you can think of something.
All right.
Okay. A little, maybe more than a few seconds. I don't know if you guys have been on the Decent Christian Talk website, a little plug, but we did an interview with the band in Kansas, and they just released Alligator last week, or I guess when this podcast will air, it'll be 2 weeks. But I really like the album. It's really honest, and we talked briefly about the new Mumford and Sons on the last one, and it was about to come out. I really dig that album. I don't really like anything that Mumford and Sons has done before this album, but I don't know. Brendan, did you get to listen to that album?
It is impossible to listen to that album without making the obvious U2 comparisons. There are tons of them. A lot of people are saying Coldplay. I'm saying U2.
They sound like Coldplay at all.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it sounds very U2-ish. The guitar riffs, everything, the delay they're using, the bass-driven type songs, it's very U2-ish. But the thing, the constant thread for a band like Mumford and Sons is the lead vocal. And as long as the lead vocal remains consistent, which it does, his tone and everything, they're fine. And so I personally appreciate the album. I think it's a beautiful album. Along those lines, Brandon Flowers also put out a CD this week. It got released digitally. Lead singer of The Killers, and it is an amazing album. I'm having a hard time with it and 21 Pilots because I had to keep jumping back and forth between the two. So.
All right, Nathaniel.
The Mumford and Sons album, I really enjoyed. The beginning of it sounds a lot different than their older stuff, and then towards the back end of the album, I think it starts to go back to what their last album sounded like. The new Haste the Day, I haven't listened to much of their older stuff, like I said, but it's great if you like heavy metal. It's fantastic. They're laughing at me because I don't say much and I'm not.
Now,
Emery,
I got a couple of questions for you because I really don't know. I know that when we went to the concert in Indianapolis, it was the original band because they had kind of an Newsboys / Audio Adrenaline thing where they just rotated members through the band until they're basically all different. But when we went to the reunion show, it was all original members of the band. Is this album all the original members, or is it the newer people? Do you know?
I do not know.
Oh, man, I was really
Well, what
hoping.
good are you?
Yeah, I think it's the original members that I saw on the reunion show, and so it did sound a little bit like it had the older feel to it, like back in the day. In the Haste the Day.
Josiah, you were just talking about bands and members and such. I was confused by that. Did you imply that the current Audio Adrenaline lineup is not the original lineup?
I did mention that, and
I think it's a bunch of people.
Nice little segue there. There have been a few bands in history, such as Newsboys and Haste the Day, that have, even Under Oath, that have changed lead singers a couple times throughout their bandhood, and it's worked very well for them. Audio Adrenaline recently got...
So it does work for some bands, is what you're saying?
It has worked before. Haste the Day, it worked well. Under Oath, they exploded after they got their new band.
Audio
lead
Journal
singer.
has crashed.
Audio Adrenaline's new music.
I don't know if there's an actual instrument on there. I'm pretty sure it's all track.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, this is awkward.
I will say, I personally don't like it. I'm gonna say this before you guys rip them apart. I am rooting for Audio Adrenaline to be good because I grew up with Audio Adrenaline, and I'm a big fan of like the Hands and Feet project. I really want that to succeed, and if that band can draw attention to Hands and Feet, or if they can further that ministry in any way, I'm gonna root for them to be good. Right now, they're not my cup of tea, but hey, I wish them all the success in the world. Brendan, what do
Okay,
you think?
wait a second. Before we go to Brendan, I'm just gonna give a little thing real quick. I posted on the iTunes review page for that album. You know, if you do support the Hands and Feet project, you can go to HateyMade.com. You can support them directly. You don't have to buy this album to do that. Having said that, I don't like the album at all. It's not very good. It's not. So, Brendan, you have a minute at least.
A minute.
Time.
Yeah, we've got to move on after this.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we were going to dedicate an entire hour to this, but that's okay.
I thought this was not.
Speechless.
Did he cut out? Is he
He
gone?
fell over. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh, wow.
Quick cut to Nathaniel before there's awkward silence.
My general feel of it is that out under the category of albums we will all forget about in a matter of a couple of months, and it will be something that most people never play again after they purchase it. That's just my general feel.
Oh. Okay. All right. That was a very, very, very concise and good.
Pleasing.
Okay. So albums that are coming out soon. I know there's a Hillsong United album coming out. John Foreman's putting out new music. What else are you guys looking forward to? I know Toby Mac finally has a release date in August that we'll talk about eventually.
August Burns Red. June 3rd.
I'm obviously excited about the Toby Mac album just because obviously we know there's going to be a track that features Kevin and Michael. I'm curious to see what that sounds like. I really hope that it's like a strong DCT type, track. But I'm also the single he's released off of that. There's a couple of remixes of it that are available that I'm kind of curious to see where he's going to go with this album. I really hope he gets out of the mold that he's done with the last few albums that seem to have followed a I don't want to say, a format that, you get certain types of songs and that's basically what it is. But I'm hoping he'll have a little bit of originality versus what he's been doing lately on this one.
Josiah, you have anything?
I have been looking forward to London 6 Echo for a while now, and I honestly don't know when they're putting anything out. I know John Foreman is putting stuff out. I believe he actually released something just recently. Is that right?
Yeah, he's releasing a single every week until the full album comes out. They're both completely different.
I thought he was releasing like an hour-long song or something like that. Was that not the?
No, it's one song for each hour of the day.
Well, Nathaniel would like us all to forget that he thought John Foreman was going to be releasing songs that were an hour long.
I read the poster.
He's like, no, I read it on the internet. It's going to be an hour long.
We can only wish. John Foreman puts out great music, so I wouldn't be unhappy if that did happen.
All right. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit
August
about.
Burns Red is putting stuff out soon.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, I
And
think we mentioned that last time.
I still am anxious. I am so excited for that. You don't understand.
So, coming up on DecentChristianTalk.com, we have a few interviews. We have one with Blaine Bartel. We mentioned that last time. We have one with Toby Mac's bass player, Todd Funk, who is going to put out his own music. But I want to talk a little bit more about the piece that Brendan is doing. So, Brendan, could you talk about what that's going to be?
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, what we've decided to do is because of this being the which anniversary of Jesus Freak? What are we working on here?
This is the big 2-0, 20th.
Yeah. Wow. Holy crap. Okay.
I am so old.
Wow. Yeah, because of that, I really was hoping you were going to say 15. Yeah, 20th anniversary. We're featuring, we're going to be going down and breaking down the songs of that album and talking a little bit about the importance of them as a collection, but also as individual songs. And the song I'm going to be working on is obviously Colored People, which... the approach I'm going to be discussing with it is just thinking back 20 years ago when that song was released and where race relations were at that time, and have they gotten better? Have they gotten worse? Is that song still relevant? You know, the different angles of that. And also coming back to, you know, with that being a Christian group, really talking about race relations, what role should the church be taking in race relations? So that's the general angle of that piece that I'm working on.
Do you think the church has taken a role in race relations?
Not an aggressive one. I think that looking back on it, I grew up in a lot of churches that I now know that the pastor was a closet racist, you know, things like that just kind of, you know, blow your mind. And racism wasn't something that I was raised with. It wasn't something I was taught or shown in my home. So it's kind of a foreign concept to me, but it's still very prevalent in the church. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think even if it's not prevalent, a lot of times I think they're afraid. I think they're afraid to address it because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just something that they're not really comfortable in confronting. And yet, if someone's gay, they will attack them. Like, that's,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I don't understand why the church has been silent on this issue, especially when you consider that it was the church that back in the 1800s really led the abolitionist movement. It was churches in the 1950s and 60s that really led the call for civil rights. And now the church has really fallen silent on this issue, and I think that is a major error, and it's a lapse of our presentation of our faith.
That's good. So you guys could check that out on DecentChristianTalk.com. It's coming up this coming week, so you guys need to check that out. We'll be doing that all throughout the year as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of Jesus Freak. I know I'm working on a piece for What If I Stumble. We'll probably talk more about that on the next podcast. But you guys have anything left anything you want to leave with us? Any wisdom tidbits?
I don't know if I have any wisdom.
Okay,
there's not a lot of wisdom.
All right, we'll end with this. Okay, there was a post for those of you that are on the world famous 1990s Christian music recovery group on Facebook. There was a post.
The bane of my existence.
Okay, this was one of the fun posts. Okay, it said name your top 10 artists. If you were booking a festival, name your top 10. We'll go with top 5 just so we can do this. Nathaniel might need a half an hour.
Now keep in mind the post was present, past, or different lineups of bands, so on and so on.
Yes. So.
Oh dear Lord.
So I think I'll go first, and I would say obviously DC Talk. Probably the mid-90s Newsboys, mid-90s, like 97 Audio Adrenaline, probably 1999 or so Delirious. One more. I would have to say probably mid-2000s.
What about Supertones? Make an honorable mention for you at least.
I'm picking 5. You get to pick your own 5.
I am picking your 5.
No.
Well, I'm going to do my 5 now, and I will say DC Talk, Audio Adrenaline, OC Supertones. They were on my list in that post as well.
Okay,
because
Audio Adrenaline, which era?
3.0, right?
It has to be some kind of zombie, because if the Supertones are going to be there, they're going to do. Oh crap! You know what song I'm thinking of?
Blitz.
Blitz. Thank you. Gosh, brain wasn't working. Yeah, they got to do Blitz, so I need both bands there for that. And then 21 Pilots and one more. My post, but I really should have. Totally didn't even think about them.
The last one is always the hardest.
Me, Under Oath, August Burns Red, Switchfoot, some kind of zombie era for Audio Adrenaline, and DC Talk.
I've got to say, my top 5, DC Talk. I would have August Burns Red as well. I would have The Devil Wears Prada. I would have. Did I say Switchfoot already? Switchfoot's gonna be there.
No.
And then the last one is always the hardest, because you always want to put someone in there. Skillet is excellent live.
Oh God. I'm not coming.
Newsboys are excellent live.
Taylor Swift is good live.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you just said Skillet is good live.
Well, I enjoy them.
I guess if you like tracks.
Well,
actually,
I guess Brendan's not going
with my 5th and final band, I'm going to have to go with Last Year's Model, for sure.
Oh, wow, that's a nice suck-up. I appreciate that.
Last Year's Model is Brendan's band. If you'd like to learn any more, you can go to Brendan Gallagher's Twitter page at... That's what I thought.
You can go to you can go to Facebook / Last Year's Models Music. You can also, there's so many things you can go to. Twitter also. But wow, thanks for the plug.
I got you.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll be back sometime in June, probably.
Peace out.
We might have. I might be an uncle by then.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't forget to tip your waiters and waitresses.
All right.